least unhinged Julia story I've heard.
So they would rather spend, because it was they were a bunch of college kids, and this was in Trolley Square, which is where like a lot of the bars are. It's where like a lot of the loops happen. They would rather spend their money on alcohol than things like heat. So they had mice in their house because of the open containers of birdseed. But those mice would then walk their little asses over to my house that had heat.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we
then had sobriety.
Yeah, sobriety, heat. A little arts and crafts station where they could steal paper and make nests, which is where we found them. So we borrowed the kitten from my mom's friend, and then she was like, "You can keep that cat, because the second you took that kitten out of my house, all of a sudden, Putty loved me." Because she was like, "Oh, thank you so much for getting rid of the horrible baby."
Baby crimes. She's
and
off
then
camera.
and then that was how we got Miss Kitty. Love of my life, absolute massive asshole. She found the baby mice. She stole all the baby mice out of the nest. It was very traumatic. They were all naked, and we had to like fight her for them because she was like, "Nope, these are mine now." She caught a mouse one time, and you know how like cats leave people mice? I guess she couldn't decide if she wanted to leave it for my mom or for my aunt, so she chewed it right down the middle, and she left the upper half upstairs.
The old Solomon solution, you know.
just you know.
Yeah.
And then when we moved to this house, when we moved out of my aunt's house and we moved to this house, she came with us, and she was allowed to be outdoors, and she was such an asshole. She would go into other people's houses, and then I'd hear about it later. I'd be babysitting, and this old woman was like power walking down the street, and she stopped in the middle of the street, and she was looking at me and the kid I was babysitting, and I'm like, "What the fuck is up, lady? What do you want?" And then she starts walking over, and I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna go back in the house." And then she's like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, excuse me. Do you know that cat with the little heart on its collar? I think I've seen you chasing that cat." And I'm like, "Yeah. Okay. Well, she was in my house." And I was like, "Oh?" She's like, "Yeah, I was in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I heard a little bell, and this cat just walked out of my basement into my kitchen and looked at me, and then walked to the back door, and then looked at me."
One time,
well, did you open the door for her? I mean, come on, lady. How much clearer does she need to make it?
She's being, I don't know, she wanted to be out of your house. It sounds like that's what you also wanted.
One time my sister's cat escaped. Oh, the baby. One time my sister's cat escaped from her apartment, and she was worried sick, except that it turned out that she had just gone to the bar downstairs and was just hanging out at the bar all night. Fortunately, also one of her friends also worked at said bar and was like, "I think, is that Molly's cat?" And just brought it upstairs the next morning. Your sister was like, "Okay, no, great, awesome. Is there like a tab I need to pick up?" Like, it's
like what was she doing?
Yeah, so howdy everybody out there in Streamland. Lovely to see everyone this evening. We are, if you are just joining us for the first time, live from the apocalypse, where we talk about cats and European musicals, and sometimes also we play tabletop games for charity. So we work a little bit different than the usual Twitch model. You can see up there in the upper right-hand corner, there is the cause we are currently raising money for. That is currently Medical Aid For Palestinians, a good organization that is doing a lot of good work, a lot of good humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip right now. So if you are enjoying what you are seeing, and we sincerely hope that you're not just here to hate watch us, that rather than do the usual Twitch thing and give us like blips and chits and various assorted corporate scripts, the Jeffy bucks, as it were, that you take that money and instead you donate it directly to the cause that we are raising money for. That is going to be where the subscribe button would usually be, which we have hidden from you Instead, it is a donate button. The denominations might
just fucking grip it, baby.
Just like that.
Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Thanks, Jen. Thank
So now
you.
the important question is, what do we get in game for donations?
What an
Do we get
excellent
momentum?
question.
Do we get to add to our momentum pool?
Yeah, can we have more momentum, Brendan? We were talking about this while you were getting blasted.
Yeah. It's okay. All right. Okay. Hang on.
I said what I said, and I'm not sorry.
You know what? Actually, yes. I am willing to say that yes, the donations can add momentum to the pool. I am prepared to say that any donation of at least $5 will drop a momentum into the pool. If you spam it a whole bunch of times, I might up those numbers. It's supply and demand out here, folks. Even though we are in the moneyless, gay automated space utopia future. Yes, unfortunately, while we are playing a game set in the fully automated gay space utopia, we live in actuality here on present day planet Earth, where things are kind of bad right now, and we need money for many things, too many things, as it turns out. Hey,
we live in a society.
We raise money either way. And if I have learned one thing in running games for LFTA, is that there is no more efficient way to raise money in a short period of time than to hold my PCs hostage and to just dangle them over the pit and say, let's see those dollar bills.
No,
you have to be nice to us, Brendan.
Do I?
Yeah.
So that is actually we're gonna get to this when we get to actually performing some actions in game, because that's kind of the beautiful thing of this is that you talk about getting momentum. Now you may have to do less of this if people are giving you momentum by donating, but you have the option of adding more momentum to your own pool by also adding threat to the pool, which then I get to use. So really, I can only do what you give me the power to do. Speaking of said system, as you may have noticed, probably from the truly fantastic overlay, I'm just going to say again, made by our moderator, Will, who is in the chat right now. Will, take a bow, please. We are playing Star Trek Adventures. The name of the stream is Star Trek Gallant. It's going to be running for a little while. Not a super long-term game. It's of a finite duration, but going to be a few sessions. And we're going to be out here in space, the final frontier. And why don't we have everyone go? We're going to go alphabetical order, except for me, because I am going last, because I'm the game master, and that's my privilege. That's my right. And have everyone just briefly introduce themselves and who they are playing, which I believe in this case will start us out with Cass.
It's me. Hello, I am Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty. Yes, I realize there's a lot of Star Wars around me. I do like Star Trek. There's so much Star Wars in this room that you can't even see. But today and for the foreseeable future in this game, I will be playing Lieutenant Commander Vimes Tassam. We have a bit and we stick to it. And I am the Chief of Security for the Gallant, for the USS Gallant, and I am a Romulan. Oh, pronouns she, they for me, she, her for Vimes.
Hello, I'm Julia. My pronouns are she, they, and tonight I'm going to be playing First Officer Nyko Bard, which is going to be a fun time for everybody. They are a human, and their pronouns are they, them. Here, as the bit has been going consistently since we are committing to bits, I will be doing a time travel about it at the first minor inconvenience.
I'm gonna say I am glad that I heard you now pronounce your character's name, because that was definitely not how I was gonna pronounce it. It was gonna be real weird if I introduced your character on screen with the wrong name.
That's fair. It's I almost said spicy. It's spacey.
All right. I guess that just leaves me. Hi, I'm Rouge, and I will be playing Lieutenant Commander Sosarine. She is a Trill. She's a joined Trill specifically, and she'll be our science officer and, in a pinch, medical officer. Although she's not gonna be your first choice for doctor. I'll say that right now. That's not what she went to school for, and she does it begrudgingly. So, good luck, everybody.
And I suppose that leaves me. Hi, everyone. I am Brendan, pronouns he, him. And I am going to be the game master, and I'm going to be playing everybody else, every other conceivable person, pronoun, gender, configuration, species. There's so M-Sharp class starships do come equipped with an AI doctor. Explicitly, it is on the ship's character sheet. Ships get a character sheet in Star Trek Adventures, and this one comes with an emergency medical hologram, and I have a voice for them and everything. If you want to hear me do my best to do an accent.
All right, someone's got to get injured.
I'll do something stupid. It'll be fine.
Well, you may not have to wait long, because we are going to go ahead and get...
That felt so threatening.
We are going to jump right into it, as the ship is rocked. Everyone on the bridge is cast aside from the force of the impact upon the shields. Up above you, a conduit ruptures, spewing steam onto the bridge and covering everything in this thick, smoky haze. Panning across the bridge, we see that there is an ensign at the helm control with the body of another officer slumped over the console next to them. Behind them, we see the captain, a older, venerable Vulcan named Selleck, leaned back in his chair with shrapnel wounds on his chest. Okay, look, there's always an ensign driving. Ensigns are always driving. Unless they're Tom Paris, in which case they get a promotion and Henry Kim doesn't.
Shrapnel already?
Amongst the chaos, with the captain incapacitated, we see emerging through the smoke First Officer Nico Bard. Nico.
Yep.
The situation is dire. You are facing off against a Romulan warbird that has been strafing you over and over with hit and run attacks. They decloak just long enough to fire plasma torpedoes at a near point blank range into the Gallant before immediately cloaking again before you can get a fix on them and return fire. The captain and the flight controller are both incapacitated. You have fires on multiple decks, and your shields are failing. What are your orders, sir?
At this point, I think I would be encouraging, even though, if I recall, we are kind of out here, not alone, but like kind of in a more solo capacity. I would still be requesting that, as long as communications are possible, to be sending out distress signals. And I think what I would be looking to do now is trying to direct us to continue evasive maneuvers and try to flee. Try to get us out of this space area back towards a friendly planet if we can, as long as we can't see them. And if our sensors are not being able to pick up their cloaking as fast as they are punching us.
Brendan, how familiar am I with a warbird?
So sorry, I'm digging up a page number for reference just so I can be walking through the tasks here. So first things first, I'm going to. So we're this is going to be a little bit slow on some of the die rolls this session as we're all sort of getting used to this system. So we're going to kind of walk through making a roll here. So this is going to be you're issuing orders. And so it's not going to be a ship action. That's going to be a personal action, though. That the mechanics for which are the same. It just depends on whether you're using your stats or the ship's stats. So for this, so when you are delivering these orders, Nico, how would you say you are trying to handle the crew and the crisis with you having had to take command of the Gallant? Are you trying to present an inspiring face? Are you trying to present someone that is cool and collected? Are you trying to project competence? What are you trying to project with these orders?
I think at this stage, trying to hold on to the calm face, because with the captain being right there, in arm's length and injured, that's already probably that's a frightening image to see. I don't want to scare anybody further by being scared, by sounding like I am freaking out.
Okay, in that case, go ahead. So this is gonna be control and command, attribute and department. So control and command. That is going to be your difficulty. Like the sum of your control and command is going to be what you're trying to roll under.
Okay. So under 14.
All right. So you start out with 2d20. Automatically you get 2d20. You currently do not have any momentum in the pool. Would you like to purchase some? You know what? Here, we'll say one momentum.
Donated. We have momentum.
Yes, you are right. I just remembered that. You have one momentum in the pool. If you would like to spend a momentum to purchase another d20, and the goal is to try and have as many d20s as possible roll under your difficulty. Or you can also, if you don't want to spend momentum from the pool, you can purchase momentum by giving me the GM threat. You know, I'm just putting all your options on the table.
Yeah, a lot of options. Can you remind me how determination works real quick? Because I'm looking at one of my abilities.
What a fantastic question. Let me double check that myself. I believe determination is like a special thing, kind of like inspiration, but let me double check that. Yes. Okay. So so you can use determination to basically purchase an auto success. And let me see how you gain determination. I believe you gain determination. I believe you gain determination through your values.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Yeah, it works sort of like inspiration in, given a positive effect is gained when a negative effect is suffered. Yeah, so that would be relevant to your values. If a value that you had impacted the scene, uh, in which case you could potentially, if it's a positive value and it affects the scene, you could spend a determination to get an auto success. If you have a negative value that could impact the scene, you can let me make the scene worse in exchange for giving you determination.
I don't want to do that for the first roll. Okay, so I think I'm not going to get fancy with it for this first roll.
Sure,
Let's just stay simple. I'm just
Sure.
going to roll the
Sure.
2d10. I'm not going to roll these two or d20. I'm not going to roll these two because these are actually Piper dice. So I'm not
Never
going to
roll
roll
Piper
those.
dice.
I will roll Piper dice, roll high, and that's
Uh-oh.
that's not what I want.
Uh-oh. That's not ideal. I have lost Julia in OBS.
Okay, but she's still there in Video Ninja.
Okay, wait, okay, back in OBS. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did the
Okay, no, you know what? Things were haunted, but you're back, and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I rolled my 2d20.
Space is haunted.
And space is haunted. Space. If there's one thing I know about space, it's that it's full of ghosts. Okay, so I rolled the 2d20. One of them is a 19. One of them is a 12. The 12 is a success. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 12 This is a roll low system. Ones are good. 20s are bad in this system.
Yeah.
So.
But I did it.
Yes, you got and success.
Success.
There may potentially be rolls that I ask for that are going to require more than one success. Though for your very first roll of the game, I'm not going to do that. Your words seem to calm everyone. You see the helmsman tighten tighten their grasp and their controls. You see the ops chief plugging commands rapid fire into their console, and then indeed behind you, locking in to your tactical display is your chief security officer / bridge tactical officer for usually the shifts that you were on. Vimes to Sam.
Yeah. What do I know about my own people's ships? And how do I tell them to stop being bitches?
All right, so you would like to try and sort of draw upon your own Romulan background to try and see if there's anything you can use in this situation. Okay. All right. Okay. That seems like, and I'm gonna call it there's not a tactical department strictly. I think most things that are combat related use security. So I'm gonna call that an insight security roll.
So I also have to roll under a 14. Okay.
Yeah, you get two automatically. You get two chances automatically.
Okay. Okay. I have a
faith.
thing where I could give you threat, but I don't want to like Julie said, I don't want to do that.
What?
Well, how does an 11 and a 12 sound?
Well, that is two successes. So you've been racking your brain to try and figure this out, but then there is something that does pop to you on the sensors. There are some elevated neutrino readings in the space immediately surrounding you, and that hangs a memory that this is mostly only an issue with older model Romulan warbirds, but there are a lot of those. But there are a lot of those still in service, as they haven't been making a lot of new ones over the last couple of decades.
With the planet going.
Yeah, it's been a problem. We're going to be getting more into how that's a problem. But that with this rapid fire cloaking and decloaking over and over, is that can put a lot of additional stress on the cloaking device and cause it to start venting excess neutrinos. So you might be able to scan for neutrino spikes to get a clue as to when they're next going to decloak.
I will shout out. Is Nico, Nico's a commander and we're a lieutenant commander? Okay.
Yeah, so Nico is one half pip above you.
Yes. Okay. And Commander Bard, is it Bard? Bard? How do I say that?
Bard.
Bard. There's an I in there.
I know, but it's silent.
Like I said, I am glad that Julia said it in the introduction. Otherwise, I was going to call them Nico Bjard.
Right?
Because there's no I in command.
but there is an I in first officer.
There's a few, actually.
There's a couple, yeah. Anyway, Commander Bard, I am tracking neutrinos that do not match what I am used to seeing on our sensors, and if memory serves, that is a failing of my people's design. We may be able to track them if you would like.
If we can get a handle on their location, tracking them helps us avoid them just as much as it helps us follow them. Proceed.
Understood. One question, Commander. Are we attempting to evade or counteroffensive?
Brendan, can I do a roll to see what just how fucked our ship is?
Very cool. Yes, go ahead. And actually, this actually is a good reminder. I'm probably going to, when you, I'm going to start giving some answers to you guys in the comms channel on the Discord, just so we're avoiding the problem of, since there's so much Star Trek that is people shouting information to each other, that isn't just me giving you information and then you literally repeating that information verbatim. So, all right, how hecked is the ship right now?
How fucked?
I am going to make that a control engineering roll.
Okay, and because I have the talent, I know my ship, I get a bonus d20 to that because I get to purchase one for free. So I get three tries on this. And you said it was a control engineering?
Control engineering, yes.
That is also a 14. A 13, a 2, and a 15. So 2 successes. Two successes on my baby.
Baby.
Oh dear. Okay, so looking at the ship and the status, shields are failing but regenerating. But if our weapons are functioning, do be functioning.
You've taken some nasty hits, but you're still in the fight.
I think what I'm gonna say to that then, since we are still in the fight, but we are also still a little bit like on the back foot. I think the answer is going to be if the opportunity presents itself, then we will absolutely be defending ourselves. And whatever Vimes takes that to mean.
I have a real bad idea.
And as we are in this sort of moment of tense calm, the eye of the storm, planning the next move, we're going to pan to elsewhere on the ship, down in the ship's med bay, where casualties from the damaged sections of the ship are being brought in. Lieutenant Commander Sosa Reen, you are normally the ship's science officer, but under the circumstances, you have been press ganged into assisting in medbay, as there has been a total decompression on 2 decks and fires on 2 more decks. The flow of people being dragged, gurneyed, practically tossed into the med bay is practically a torrent. What are you in the midst of this chaos that is surrounding So Serene, just shouting over each other? We have another one. What's your first play?
I think So Serene is actually, like, as each person comes in, trying to like triage and gain the information to pass on to other people who will then actually follow through on the actual treatment of these people. And if it's something simple enough, like, yeah, she might just handle it herself, but she's leaving all the real nasty stuff to the more medically inclined.
Okay, so yeah, performing triage. I'm gonna call that a control medicine is what I'm gonna do.
Okay. And it means that I am trying to roll under the combined score of my control and my medicine, correct?
Correct,
That's how that works.
yes.
So that's an 11.
Oh.
And because control is my worst attribute. And my medicine's not hot either. All right, and you said I start with 2d20s, and how much extra do I get as far as like being able to apply any dice? That's like if I have to do like momentum or something, or is there something I should be looking at?
Yes, you can purchase additional dice with momentum. You either by pulling momentum out of the group pool, which currently there is 1, or you can purchase momentum that is usable on this roll specifically, by giving me threat.
Okay. We will just leave it at the 2 dice for now. This isn't a make or break.
I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna also, so $5 gives the group momentum. I'm gonna say $5 also gives the GM threat. Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
This is bullying.
Brendan, I will crawl through this screen. I will find you.
This is our first ship combat, and you're bullying us. Wild.
You are setting a tone.
Okay. That was, let me refer to my cheat sheet, but I'm pretty sure that was basic 2 successes.
Oh.
It's definitely at least 2 successes. I'm just making sure there's not a reason why I would have more than that. So if it rolls under the applicable discipline, that's a separate success, right? Is what I'm understanding from my cheat sheet.
Did you roll a 1?
No, one is instant, 2 successes, but I'm seeing here that if it's a die that rolls less than the discipline for an applicable focus.
Oh yeah, so that would be if
It
you
would have to,
if
it would have to
you had
relate to a focus of
that
mine.
you have. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I see.
There's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah.
There's so many layers.
I do have emergency medicine actually as one of my focuses because that's the only time I do medicine.
Okay, yeah, that is fair. Okay, so
In an emergency,
I'm never gonna be your first choice for medicine. Okay, so in theory, that would give me an extra success because one of mine was a 2.
okay.
So that would be 3 successes altogether. Not that I think it matters as long as I had a success, but
You know, the fewer crew members we have to inform Starfleet are dead, the better, I think.
Yeah.
We don't know how many got vented into space with a decompression on 2 decks. Like,
wait, I'm sorry. If it's a die that rolls less than is for applicable focus, it gains 2 successes. So that is a total of
4. Right.
4
No? Yeah.
if I'm allowed to double dip.
You're
Do I get the 2 successes for being below the discipline and a success for being below my target number? Or just that die gets 2 and the other one gives me 1?
You're very quickly about to find yourself in medbay all the time.
I am prepared in this instance to call it 3, even if we're not supposed to. That seems
Well,
that
it would either be
seems
3 or
fine.
4. It's whether the die that rolled below my discipline gets the 2 because of my focus and then just for being below my target number, or if I get the 2 instead of just for below my target number would be 1. You see what I'm saying?
I think so.
We're
so
making
if
you do math.
Yeah, well, so I'm also so excess successes also, and this is where this would come into play. Excess successes will
Say it 5
also
times really fast.
excess So yeah, each die rolls steals as to the target number scores a single success. If there's an applicable focus, then each die that rolls equal to or less than the discipline specifically being used. Well, yeah, so yeah, discipline being used as opposed to okay, so since the gotcha. So if there isn't an applicable focus, okay, so you rolled you rolled a 1 is what you were saying?
No, I rolled a 2, which is lower than my medicine score of 3.
Okay. Yes.
And because I have emergency medicine, that ties to the focus of why I could justify that that's meaningful, that it's below my discipline.
Yes. Yeah. So that will be 2 successes. I was double checking because then
just the 2, and then my other die gives me 1 because it was below the target number that I needed.
Yes, correct. And then so crucially, in the case of so I was double checking, if you have a focus, then anything that rolls underneath your discipline score, which is the lower of the 2 that makes the sum, will give you 2 successes. And that supersedes the rule that a 1 gives you 2 successes. That basically only occurs when you don't have an applicable focus. Essentially, the focus lets you like expand your crit range, basically, it seems like. But
so then it's a total of 3 successes.
3 successes.
So I don't know what the difficulty rating was. I don't think you told me ahead of time.
I didn't, and I generally won't in advance. But you did exceed.
Oh, so that you can decide how many difficulty it is, so that we don't get momentum. I'm on to you, Brendan. I see your game.
I'm literally looking at how excess successes
through
work.
your screen. Just call me Samara. This is the ring now. I'm gonna get you.
All right, yeah. So now you gain some momentum. So whenever a character attempts a task and scores a greater number of successes than the difficulty, then these excess successes become momentum. So above and beyond the difficulty, it's 1 point of momentum, which the character may use immediately, may save for later, or some mixture of 2. All right, this is not considered bonus. This is not considered bonus momentum. bonus momentum is something that comes from like specific like traits and talents and such. Bonus momentum can only be used to increase like stuff related to that task. It can't be stored for later. So with these, you could.
You get 1 momentum for each success over and above the
Yes.
difficulty. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you that was
So
only
you're describing something different as far
Mhm.
as the momentum, like the being a special trait thing.
no, that's a different kind of momentum.
There's more than one kind of momentum.
There is more than one kind of
Forward
momentum.
momentum, backwards momentum.
Sad.
Yes, but that I was double checking that was not relevant to this, and it is not. So in this case, you got two momentum. So you can either choose to bank that momentum for later, or you can choose to immediately spend that momentum. And I am double checking what the benefits are of spending momentum immediately.
I'm thinking, given what I'm doing, I'm probably just going to bank that momentum because I feel like that's going to be more useful
Yeah, it
for
doesn't
the fight going up on the bridge as opposed to anything
essentially
I'd
what
be
you
doing
would
down here, unless I want to like try and like be like, this specific person I healed and sent back out there is like an engineer that we need to fix the issues with our shields, and like an extra pair of hands is going to fix our thing quicker.
Yeah, your immediate momentum spends are things like like creating extra opportunities, like like basically succeeding harder.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
I succeeded so hard, guys.
So good.
So hard you are now not allowed to leave the med bay.
But I want to make sure everyone understands I only get that level of success if it's an emergency.
Yeah.
I am real good at fashioning you a tourniquet out of things that I yanked out of the wall in the corridor. I don't understand how to use actual medical equipment.
So it's just like, I just work well under pressure. Please.
And also, I don't actually trust sensors and tricorders, so that's a big reason why I'm only wanted in an emergency and not when you actually want to be able to do a calm and collected choice. So...
All right, so you are banking 2 momentum for later, brings the total group momentum pool to 3.
I'm going to bank that momentum. I feel like they're going to need it up on that bridge. So yeah, the guy doesn't die. And for me, that is the job well done. That's the level that I aspire to.
Sometimes in emergency medicine, that is what you need.
And yeah, so just going to continue to do my thing. Do we have an actual doctor on our ship, or is it the emergency medical hologram? Because my understanding, we have an EMH, but obviously based on Voyager, the EMH is not supposed to be your doctor.
Not to be your full time.
I was going to say, is that Shannara?
Yeah, so that is Shannara, who was...
do we have right, we've got our NPCs. Yes,
good. That is there is so originally Shannara was going to be an ensign initially, before I thought that we were going to have a PC chief medical officer. I'm gonna bump them up in rank a little bit and just make them the ship's doctor. Lieutenant Shannara.
Because I refuse.
I'm more making faces at what you just put in the comms channel. What the fuck?
What? I don't know. You want to do triage. I gave you the rig. Gave you the answers to your triage.
It's rude.
I don't like that.
This is a third of who have shown up in medical
who have shown up.
Not the entire ship.
No. This is not across the entire ship. This is your triage assessment of
roughly how many people are in medical, Brendan?
How
many people are on this ship?
Well, there's a lot that are coming in. Like I said, there was decompression on 2 decks and fires on 2 more.
Got it.
Gotta fix that. I gotta get down there and fix that.
Yes, that is the results of your triage. And actually, just because since you got 2 additional successes, I won't make you spend a success for this.
We're gonna modify how many of those people are dead.
I'll give you a free modification. That you take control of the situation and are able to stem the flow, because at this point, Lieutenant Shannara, is your actual chief medical officer, is swamped, essentially, is literally in the middle of a surgery right now. And the ensigns, the assistants, are doing their best, but someone also, frankly, needs to be managing them. And so you were able to sort of take control of that side of the operation and get everyone where they need to be. And as you do so, you can hear the emergency medical hologram spinning up, as there is an automated mechanism that when a certain number of basically when a certain number of comm badges cross the threshold in rapid succession, when the population of the med bay gets above a certain level, there's just an automated protocol that just kicks the EMH in. Materializing behind you and saying with a soft, measured voice, emergency medical hologram acted. What is the nature of the medical emergency?
And Lieutenant Commander Cesarina is just going to start rattling off the 3 people closest to her that are in the need immediate care category, and say what their specific emergencies are.
Understood. Thank you, Commander. Ensign, scrub in.
I love them already.
Too bad none of us are actually a big fan of the AI on that ship.
No.
What the emergency medical hologram is very cordial. He's based on a famous Starfleet doctor.
Is it Bashir?
It is Bashir. Yes.
I'd say I'd be wait a second. Run through all of them in my head. It's Bashir.
This is the Bashir. This is the Bashir model EMH.
That little twink.
Which does mean he is occasionally a bit condescending, but that seems to kind of come with the territory with EMHs.
Yeah, well,
it's just in the source code. All right, with the situation in Medbay now under control, at least, we come back up to the bridge, and I believe that we had just passed the baton over to Lieutenant Commander Vimes again.
Yeah, Justin, fucking rip it, baby.
Yeah.
Slop that down, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, crack one for the big boy.
So that's another momentum. Yay.
Yes. Our pool that grows.
It grows. Oh my God, Will.
Oh yeah, we're gonna use that one forever.
Yeah.
Twink cheap.
Don't thank me. That means they're doing the evils.
Oh no. I mean, yes.
What? Alex! I hate you, Alex. We're not friends anymore.
Thank you, Alex.
Anyway.
Well, we'll still thank you because you still donated.
Yeah, you still did a good thing, I guess.
The good cause. But fuck you.
All right.
Okay.
Well, look, your momentum still greatly outnumbers my threat. So,
and I have a whole thing where I remove threat. You have to spend more.
Yeah, for being Romulan, I have to spend more threat as the GM in order for NPCs to get the drop on them.
Amazing.
Not just on me,
Of the group.
to get the drop on us at all.
Well, assuming you
I'm
are
in the
with
scene.
the group. If we split the party and you're not there, we can't do anything about that.
That's fair.
But
Which
if
means
you're
that
there,
because I'm split from the party, all of a sudden a Romulan boarding team is just going to randomly show up in medical.
how did you see my notes?
Watch it.
Oh.
Okay, I have a bad idea, and I'm going to run
All
this.
right.
Those are the
through.
best kinds of ideas.
I love my idea. So my bad idea is we track these neutrinos, we lock them with the tractor beam, and then we hit them with photon torpedoes.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Interesting because they won't have shields up while they're cloaked. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Probably
we
only going to get one chance though. They'll realize that you're tracking them.
That is
Mm-hmm.
an interesting complicated maneuver, which is like what Star Trek is built on. So
yes.
So we love to see it. That's would definitely be daring. Definitely daring is going to be the attribute.
Amazing.
So since there is a combat element of this, but what you're really kind of doing with the secret sauce here is the combination of the neutrinos and the tractor beam maneuver.
Don't say engineering.
So I'm going to give you your choice of either engineering or science.
They're the same number.
So
that is.
So
So
here's the thing. I've got two talents. I've got two talents that might be applicable for here. I've got advisor, which is whenever I assist another character using my command, you may reroll 1d20. But also I have testing a theory, which is when you attempt a task using engineering or science, I get a bonus d20 as long as you succeed. Let me see. So earlier in the same adventure. Wait, that one might be tricky since this is the first session.
Yeah, okay. So that one, since you're not really doing it, that wouldn't work. But your first one,
but I can help as an advisor.
Yes, you are explicitly assisting in your role as coordinating commanding officer. So you can definitely use advisor.
Okay.
So describe what that does again.
So whenever I assist another character using your command, the assisted character may reroll 1d20.
Okay.
So reroll.
Yeah, you can get a reroll.
Yeah. So you get another chance.
Yeah. So
we're aiming for under a 9.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 3. And that's a 5.
Okay. Well, that was.
Do I burn one of those successes if I reroll, or do I get to stack it?
No, the reroll would basically be like if you failed. It's kind of like rolling.
It would be if you failed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to double check that.
But that is good. So no excess successes in this case, because again, this is a tricky, complicated maneuver, but you did succeed. So you
could I maybe argue for it being under one of my focuses of investigation because I'm hunting them down.
I'm gonna say not in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to
but no, completely fair. I'm gonna say not in this case, but don't worry. There's definitely gonna be some investigation going on this arc. So you are able to scan. You see the spike, and there's a moment of hesitation because it's not as large as you were thinking it was. You were just thinking it would be, and you're concerned about shooting your shot at just an aberration in the background radiation. But you decide to trust the hair on the back of your neck stands up. You feel your ears tingle, and you decide, no, that's it. And you lock on with tractor beam, and you have them. You have them in your grasp. And there is that moment of standoff where they know they're caught, but you have the drop on them. You know that you have perhaps a moment of that surprise before they finish arming their weapons and fire at you. You have an opportunity. How are you planning to exploit it?
Well, I was given permission to interpret my orders.
To defend ourselves.
I was told to defend ourselves. I have locked the enemy down, and I will fire photon torpedoes towards their sensor arrays so they are dead in the water.
Pew, pew, pew. All right. So that is going to be, a straightforward. This would actually be using the ship stats, I suppose. So that's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
The torpedoes.
Let's see the old gal.
That's going to be weapons. Weapons plus security, which are not the best stats for the old gal, but it is there.
Okay. What am I rolling for this?
I will actually give you. Since they are trapped, you have them trapped because of your success. You got 2 successes on that maneuver. I will give you a +2 to your range in that roll. So normally the Gallant's weapons plus security would be 9. I'm going to make that an 11.
Where are you? Oh, okay. Hold on. Where are you getting the 9?
Oh, it's on the USS Gallant sheet.
No, I'm yeah, I know that, but
because weapons is 8 and security is 1.
I see it. Okay, I was looking at the photon torpedoes number instead. Okay, so 9, we make it an 11. I'm still rolling 2d20.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck is that? It rolled over on like the white face, and so I couldn't see it. That is a 5 and an 8.
All right. Okay.
Usually hate these dice, but today
this is the game where you pull out all your dice who normally fuck you.
Yeah.
You're like, this is your time.
Yeah.
This is where all those dice in dice jail get to come into play. Bastards.
And you see on the view screen as the photon torpedoes fire in a full spread at the enemy, the hidden enemy, now stuck in the middle of decloaking and arming their plasma torpedoes, that is at bay. And you finish them off, and you see the Romulan warbird fully explode in a massive ball of detonating warp core.
Whoa.
And
I think there's just a delayed permission to fire, Commander.
I think Micah's just standing there, sees the bright light flash across the viewport of the old gal, and is just like, granted.
And there is a collective sigh of relief across the ship as the red alert ceases. The normal running lights come back up. Down in medbay, the all clear is given. Crewmen start getting up from their gurneys, and on the bridge of the Gallant, Captain Selleck sits up in his chair and sort of shakes out his soot-stained uniform. Excellent battle drill, everyone. Most commendable.
Thank you, sir. You've got a little bit of something.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
What flavor was it this time, Captain?
Oh, I think, I believe it's what humans call boysenberry.
Oh.
It looks like that color.
It's, I probably should remind Lieutenant Shannara that Vulcans bleed green for next time. But all in all, excellent battle drill, everyone. Number 1, if you wouldn't mind compiling the after-action report, I'll be in my ready room. My only note is next time, perhaps, try not to get me killed. And the captain will just stride off to his ready room.
He says that like I get him killed every time we run one of these drills.
Commander, 6 out of the last 10.
Yeah. But not all 10.
The other 4, I died.
Well, you might want to work on that.
The old man's going to start thinking you're after his job. As you hear the flight controller picking himself up from where he too was slumped dead over the console. Your second officer, Lieutenant Commander Brannigan.
Oh, Brannigan. Did you?
I know. Why couldn't she have been actually dead?
Oh, I thought you really got into the role. It looked like you really did go full force on your head to that console.
Oh, no, thank you. No, I actually, believe it or not, I practiced a form of near-death meditation when I was on my last shore leave on Bejor. The monks at the monastery said that I have a very
Fascinating,
strong
Brannigan.
Well, anyway, I guess I'll let you guys get cleaned up here. I guess I'll see you on beta shift.
See you on beta shift, Brannigan.
Commander, please let me lock him off the ship. Please.
Goes. We can't do
Vime's
it.
always the kidder.
That is Lieutenant Commander to Sam Brannigan.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, Lieutenant Commander to Sam. My apologies. Well, Lieutenant Commander Brannigan, requesting permission to leave the bridge.
Oh, permission granted. So granted. On your way down, could you, if you happen to see her, could you send Sosa up?
Oh, absolutely. No problem. And down in Medbay, so you are just about cleaned up here. Any sort of debriefing or anything that you're doing?
Just checking in with Lieutenant Shannara as far as how that surgery went. I'm very unclear about how we managed to do a battle simulation surgery, but you know.
I mean, it was like a fake surgery.
Actually,
Sure.
it was a pre-scheduled appendectomy, but we're not going to talk about it.
Oh yeah, the ensign just needed his tonsils out and like couldn't reschedule, so.
Yep. Yes. No.
Out of curiosity, like how close do you think you are with Lieutenant Shannara? Are you guys on like a first name basis, on a more cordial coworker basis?
I think they're perfectly cordial, but again, you know, most of their interaction is via reports or emergency situations. I guess since most of the time that they've like actually interacted as emergency situations, there is a level of camaraderie there that wouldn't be present based
That probably
on
is, yeah. So
just how often they actually interact in their normal course of duties. So
yeah, and I think so for that reason, Lieutenant Shannara generally, even though you outrank her, generally does not address you by rank. She addresses you on a first name basis. Some of this is due to this sort of like forged, like, you know, in the foxhole kind of bonding in emergency medical situations. And some of this is partly because she's Betazoid and tends to kind of have a very sort of very friendly, very, very cordial demeanor with just about everybody. And she looks exhausted. Oh, whew. Thanks, Sosa. Glad we had you down here today.
yes, I think that the drill went well. That was excellent work, everybody.
Yeah, I think I could probably give myself
Not you, she says, pointing to the EMH as it disappears.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll just go fuck right off then, won't I?
Sounds good.
I don't understand, Sosa, why you are so mean to the EMH.
I just don't think that anything that relies on programming can be trusted.
Well, if you say
I
so.
have read enough of those reports of the crazy things that happened with the first holodecks that they sent out into space. Have you read the field missions from the USS Enterprise?
That was 30 years ago, so they're so much safer. Now there hasn't been a Moriarty in at least a decade.
I'm just saying. Why anyone would put the trust into it's one thing when it's a tool, but I feel like once you start trying to put a personality on something, you give it a face, you start thinking it's human, it's never going to behave like a humanoid. It's just not. It's going to come down to whatever its programming tells it to do.
I mean, maybe, but again, I mean, the EMH has been programmed with. I tend to find its bedside manner quite charming.
You would.
I'll try not to take offense to that, but look at it this way: I'm always able to sense the emotions of basically everyone around me. Sometimes it's nice to run into someone who's, a cipher. Well, anyway, I need to get changed. A drill or now. Can't talk this evening. That's Brendan. Well, anyway, sorry, I need to get cleaned up. Drill or no, that situation had me sweating.
Yeah, by all means, you're dismissed. Go take a break, clean up. Maybe go to the mess hall, interact with some actual, fellow members of the crew that have, a pulse and actual emotions.
If it'll make you happy, Sosa. And so, Sosa, as you are leaving, you do hear someone else call your first name. Someone who seems to have assumed they are on a first name basis with you. You don't recall making that assumption. But yeah, you hear, "Oh, hey, Sosa, heck of a drill we just had."
Lieutenant Commander Brannigan, yes. How did everything go on the bridge? Did you die this time?
I did, actually. That is probably 10 for 10 out of the last 10 drills from me. I don't know.
Doesn't that make you a little worried about what's going to happen if we actually have an emergency one of these days?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, obviously, for these simulations, we need to be testing the crew under high stress situations. And if I were still in control, if I were still alive, standing there on the bridge, my presence would be so reassuring. Well, it wouldn't be a realistic scenario, would it? Anyway, Lieutenant Commander Tassam and Commander Bard are asking for you up on the bridge.
To do the formal debriefing, no doubt. Thanks for letting me know.
Absolutely.
I'll just head up that way then. You feel free to carry on that way to wherever it was you needed to head off to next.
Can do. And Lieutenant Commander Brannigan strides confidently off.
You are gonna have to give him a first name if you don't want us to.
So I definitely did. I definitely did in the card gen, and I didn't write it down. And it wasn't Zap. I definitely gave
Zap
him.
Now
I definitely gave him
Zap
an actual.
is his nickname.
Zap's his
he
nickname.
had first name.
Yeah.
Zap is his nickname.
And he doesn't understand why we call him Zap. Oh, I was going to say he doesn't understand why we call him Zap.
He gave himself the nickname Zap, and he really wants it to catch on.
Yeah, the old Zap.
Like desperately wants everyone to call him Zap.
Oh, so he's the flight controller. He is in charge of all the helmsmen, and he insists that all of the ensigns under his command call him Zap, and they all hate it. Yeah, up on the bridge. Let me see.
I want its first name to be something like Eugene.
Eugene, yeah.
Eugene Brannigan. Sorry to any Eugenes out there, but it's just not a
And what if
not
it's
a name
spelled
that
like
instills the kind of egotism that you get with a Brannigan.
and what if it's like, you know, the people who name their kids like Tragedy, but like it's spelled with DEIGH at the end? Like I want it to be a weird spelling of Eugene.
It's phonetic.
It's phonetic.
It's literally
no,
you.
Will, no. no. Ooh, no.
Oh no.
Take it back. Take it back.
No, if that was his first name, we would allow him to rename himself Zap. That would actually be.
No, if that was his first name, we would be like, absolutely, Zap. Yeah, yes.
It's a good change. It's a good change.
Oh man.
I'm saying nothing.
No.
So yeah, up on the bridge. Indeed, Ensign Kazakh on the helm relaxes in his chair, sort of stretches out crick in his neck, kind of like, and while he's stretching out a crick in his neck, but he's also strategically like looking over his shoulder to see if Commander Brannigan is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, whoa. And a calm descends over the bridge, only interrupted by the fact that simulated like breached conduit that is venting steam into the bridge is still going, and it is making everything kind of damp right now.
I'll go take care of that.
I want to go like loom over Kazakh and go, very impressive that he didn't catch you knocking him over to die.
What? No, I wouldn't. What do you mean?
Oh, I am genuinely impressed. That was excellent helmsman work.
I mean, I didn't. I
It's not going in any official report.
I just the inertial dampers, that they
failed at a very critical moment. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, you get it. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
I understand.
Good
job.
Thank you, Commander. And that is the moment I think that Sosa arrives on the bridge.
I'm just looming over an ensign.
Vimes is looming fully
in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looming over an ensign.
It's just part of their commanding style.
Yeah. Commander Bard is currently fighting with the controls for the fake damage conduit, trying to get the steam vent to shut off.
Like,
it does not want to turn off.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna work. I don't care what I gotta do. Stop it.
Commander, you could just let me rip it off the wall.
No, because then you gotta put it back on the wall the next time we need to use it. Can I roll my engineering and
I'm not gonna make you roll for it. No, it is.
I could though.
Okay, if you want to make a roll for it, you can.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. You are ultimately able to finally get it to stop, which is good, because if Vimes had torn it out of the wall, you know that Lieutenant Ossett would have been very, very annoyed. Not angry, just annoyed. And Lieutenant Ossett gets annoyed in a very similar way to the way that Vimes gets annoyed, and it's kind of bad for everybody.
And then it's weird because then, like, they're annoyed, and then Vimes takes, like, not offense, but, like, gets annoyed that they're annoyed, and then they're just both annoyed, and it's like, ooh.
It's a bad work environment.
Yeah.
Tension.
And I'm sorry, what was getting yanked off the wall?
I saved it from getting ripped off the wall, but it's basically the fake, our little set design piece that blows in all the smoke when things are blown up.
Our stage setup.
Yeah, our very strategic. Our drills are very, very immersive. That's one thing the old gal is known for, is full immersion.
I mean, so realistic that sometimes in the middle of drills you do accidentally damage the ship.
Yeah, but not this time.
Nope.
So I think
she's very reliable, also very temperamental.
Our sweet old gal. I think once I get that settled, take a step back and see Sosa there, and kind of the big old smile, greet her with a Lieutenant Commander. How was below?
So an unfortunate number of casualties, but well within parameters of what was expected. We'll try to improve our response time in order to decrease that number, but it would be helpful if we managed to avoid losing shields and venting decks in future combat scenarios.
Understood. I will say we did not technically lose shields fully this time. We were able to keep them mostly intact, and they were regenerating.
And that was reflected in the lower number of casualties from previous scenarios.
There we go.
And when you say casualties, how many died? Because there's the injuries, and then there's the death.
So there was the soon on the way to death. None of the ones who died made it to the med bay. So we'll have to get more detailed reports from the rest of the ship before I'll be able to tell you the exact number of dead in this simulation.
Okay.
All right. I will need that number before I submit the final report to the captain.
Of course. My various reports should already be drafting up their numbers to forward on to me for my final submission as we speak.
Security behaved admirably, as they should.
Just kind of turn and look at you.
And you actually get Commander Bard a little blip blip on your comm badge. Number 1, please see me in my ready room.
Ooh.
On my way, sir. And then I just make a face at the two of you before I go, just like because I heard that ooh, and I just like, it's fine.
The old man is so grumpy. I know he and I are the same age.
Bard
It's fine.
Kill them again.
6 out of 10.
The shrapnel is not my fault when it comes from the ceiling.
But know how much the captain hates to have to get all the blood on them during
They used
the simulation.
boysenberry, and Shannara didn't even dye it green.
You know what? I don't think that's even true. I think he enjoys it way too much.
Oh, he absolutely does.
He gets a kick out of it. He enjoys pretending to die.
And stepping into Captain Selleck's ready room, you see him behind his desk. Still has actually not changed out of his blood-stained uniform, and is looking over a pad very intently.
Sir?
Oh, no, please, number 1, come in. The Admiralty was very surprised when I answered the call.
Did they think that you were gonna die for real this time? What was?
Oh no, just I was attempting to make a joke about my my
your
attire.
appearance.
Yes, yes. My apologies. I've been serving on Federation starships for 30 years at this point, and my attempts at what the crewmen might call a tight five still apparently need some work.
You know what? In retrospect, it was an excellent joke, sir. I just wasn't prepared, and that's on me.
I have heard that when subordinates feel that they are forced to laugh at their superiors' subpar humor, that is a sign of poor management. As such, I'm giving you a direct order not to laugh unless you find it genuinely humorous.
Sir, does that extend to Brannigan?
Moving on.
Mhm.
Again, I would like to commend you on your composure during this latest battle drill. I know that I've been running the crew fairly ragged with them recently. How do you think they're holding up?
Honestly, sir, I do have a bit of a concern that the frequency of the drills does lead almost to the attitude of it's a game in some members of our crew.
That is a fair observation, something that I will try to keep in mind going forward. Well, if nothing else, I'm afraid that the next time we go to Red Alert, it likely will not be a drill. We've received new orders. You are aware that we are en route to Honduras to rendezvous with the Federation diplomatic delegation. Our orders have not changed in that respect. However, there has been a change of plans. I've been informed by the delegation that one of the negotiators has unexpectedly taken ill, and we are in need of an urgent replacement. Um, Both I and Starfleet Command feel that under the circumstances, sending a Vulcan might prove potentially counterproductive. As such, I was wondering if you would be prepared to step in the negotiations. And that is where we're going to take our first break.
Okay. Oh, I lost Brendan.
We can still see you and hear you.
Let's see. Well, he's muted for me.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Oh,
That's
that's because I was muted apparently.
Oh.
That's I was getting ready to go to break is why. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, we are going to be taking a tenor, and we will be right back. Don't go away.
Bye.
Oh. In this room, and I hear this pitter patter of dog claws, and then and so I get up and I'm like, what the hell happened? Realize Mal has left the spare bedroom I'm staying in my parents' house, and it's just sitting on the stairs like, what happened to you? And there's a dog turd because he got scared and took a shit. It was so funny. Hi, Brendan.
Hey, what's up? Hey, everybody. We're back for our Star Trek stream. How's everybody doing out there? So, leave where we left off. Commander Nico Bard had just been asked to step in unexpectedly as one of the two negotiators in an upcoming diplomatic mission. We're going to cut ahead a little bit as the USS Gallant is in orbit over the planet Anzuris. What is Nico doing to prepare for this snap assignment?
I think after they had like case of the zoomies and they like did the whole walk around the the lower part of the ship, hung out down in the engine for a little bit, did a little walk around there, is probably looking through their uniforms for the most appropriate one, the one that has like no evidence of their occasional moonlighting as an engineer behavior evident. While also probably if Vimes is available and willing, probably getting them to like read off the itinerary for the negotiations and try to give me tips on like what to definitely not do to offend the Romulan delegation immediately. So it's like, what do I want to like? What do I really want to avoid? Like, not just because it's rude in general, but like, what is what is a subtle rude thing that I don't want to do?
So I feel like Vimes is probably sitting in your quarters, feet kicked up on a table, like complete opposite of the Vimes that exists on the bridge, and is like flipping through this tablet, seeing who's showing up and like if there's any names that I recognize. Oh no, rudeness is just kind of a thing. Insult them as if you were a disapproving mother meeting your child's partner for the first time and they weren't good enough.
Okay, so but do the insults have to be genuine? Like,
No.
will they know that I don't mean it?
No.
Okay.
I would recommend meaning it.
Well, it's hard to insult someone I've just met.
Well, find something insulting about them. What was your first thought upon meeting me?
Damn it, they're also taller than me.
So you insulted their height. I can't tell you how to be mean. You're just going to have to grow a spine and be mean.
I would like to assume that Sosa is here as well. So obviously, on
I hope Sosa's here.
on TNG, there's the poker game. What is your guys' version of the poker game?
I imagine it's kind of like in theory it's a book club, but really it's just an excuse for us to all sit around and drink wine and like occasionally reference something that we've all been reading. But I think we've been on the same book for like a year and a half now.
Oh yeah.
I definitely have not read it.
Oh. But yeah, I think we're literally like Vimes' feet kicked up, like leaning back in a chair.
It's like, I don't know. Sosa, do you have any advice for negotiating?
Oh no, you don't want my advice.
Oh, come on, Sosa.
No, seriously. One of my past hosts is essentially banned from a planet due to how badly that interaction went with the locals.
Okay,
That's
but like,
not.
It's
but like, how long? Like, how many hosts back was that?
Like the last one.
Oh,
oh.
Yeah.
No. You got to tell this story. You have to tell us this story.
Well,
I think just as Sosa's probably about to start like getting into it, as inevitably happens
It's
when
fucking
you're about
Brannigan.
to get to the good story. Nico, you have another ping on your comm badge. Number one, would you mind joining me on the bridge?
of course, Captain. 1 moment, please. And then I'm gonna turn to the other two and just be like, ugh.
Look, he likes you. Trust me.
I know he likes me. We get along fine. I just don't know why, like,
Let's
know,
put it this way. If he was worried about you, he might have nominated me to step in.
well, here's the thing.
But he didn't.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like if he needed somebody who likes to talk to people, he should have done Brannigan. But if we want this to be a success, it can't be Brannigan.
Absolutely cannot. Because I'll shoot Brannigan.
Yeah, you can't shoot Brannigan.
Not again. Not after the last time.
That's literally the thought crossing.
All right. Well, get up, you two. You're not staying in my room without me. Let's go.
I was about to say, you got away with it the last time because of the mind parasites, but you
can't use that excuse more than once.
Can't I?
Vimes just has a secret backup mind parasite that they're ready to inflict upon themselves at any given moment.
I mean, given my previous career, not out of the realm of possibility.
You don't carry around an emergency mind parasite on you at all times?
No! I'm normal.
Are you?
Arguably between the three of us, yeah. I'm boring.
You're friends with us. No, this is not an insult to you, Sosa, I promise.
No, but like that's the thing. I'm the boring one. I'm the boring one of the friend group. I'm the one who gets to like I get to do all the oh my gods whenever
delegations.
Responsibilities.
Responsibilities are boring.
That's why you get them, because you're the boring one of the group.
Fine. Real bit of advice. Talk to the Romulans like you talk to me when I'm in a bad mood.
I don't think I can call them a bitch to their face. I just don't think I can do it.
Just don't say the word bitch. And depending on who it is, they may not know what that means anyway. So.
All right, let's go. You're coming with me. At least to the bridge. Come on.
You too, Sosa. Don't smile.
Why am I coming? I have a lab to get to.
If I go, you go.
I need the moral support. Come on, please.
Fine.
And so you take the turbo lift to the bridge, and you see the doors open, and you notice that the captain is there facing the view screen. However, for whatever reason, there is currently nobody else on the bridge.
Sir?
And Selleck turns around and looks at you. Number one, do you mind if I speak to you alone for a moment?
Who's driving?
Course captain, and I grab So-So. Just step back into the lift.
Oh. Sorry, is there a reason why we're meeting on the bridge and not your ready room?
I feel like no, that wouldn't be what he says. Let me figure out how to Vulcan that a little bit more. I have found, in my experience, that while the ready room does have its uses for private conversations, there is something about the bridge which lends an impact. It feels heavy, doesn't it?
This is... I mean, of course, sir, if the engine is the ship's heart, then this is the ship's brain.
Even with no one in it, something about this room that feels like there's a pressure here. Sure, you felt it as well. I wanted this to be the setting where I give you some words of encouragement before this assignment. I know that this is something that is outside of what humans would refer to as their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted you to know that I have every faith in you. I know that there is a temptation to view that as another form of expectation. But I would like you to instead, hopefully, treat it as a kind of reassurance. I know that command was not your first choice of career in Starfleet.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that it wasn't mine either?
No?
I intended to be an engineer. Chief of Operations was the highest that I ever intended to climb as far as the command ladder. When I first joined the Gallant, that was my position. I was second officer by virtue of rank and didn't expect it to come up very often other than overseeing the occasional bridge shift. And the Gallant's first officer was killed on a mission during the Dominion War. And the captain at the time asked me to be their replacement. I thought that he was making a mistake. But he was certain that I had the trust of the crew, and that in time I would learn strengths that I did not realize that I possessed. Some odd 25 years later, here I am, in the big chair, somewhere I never thought that my life would take me. You aren't ready for this, Commander Bard. You never will be. But Command is learning how to persevere in spite of that fact. and I have every confidence that you will.
Thank you, sir. For the sake of all of us,
Now
I will try to make you proud.
Now I suggest you get some rest. I believe that you have a shuttle to catch in the morning.
Yes, about that. Did you review my proposed away team?
I did. I trust your judgment. I foresee no problems. You may select your team at your discretion.
I don't want to say that I don't want to say you know who I'm going to pick, but
I mean, I assumed that the names were just in your away team proposal.
They were.
Yeah.
They most definitely were my besties.
Mm-hmm.
And then thankfully for me, I don't have to take Brannigan nowhere because it wouldn't make sense to send both of the the commanding officers out and just leave the captain by himself. So I'm gonna hit him with thank you, sir. I will do that. I will get some rest. Have fun with Brannigan while I'm away.
I always do.
Mm-hmm.
I find Commander Brannigan most entertaining, I think is the word for the human standard.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be apt. I think that's an apt way to describe him. Yeah.
I think that you may find in time that Commander Brannigan as well has strengths that he does not know he possesses.
Brannigan would not have gotten to where he is if he did not have strong skills of value. I do know that. However else, those skills and traits may present themselves. He did earn his place here.
And so did you. Dismiss number 1.
Good night, sir. And I'm do a sharp turn and power walk my way back into the turbo lift. And I'm just like, the fuck? Here. Hop in there. And then just turn and look at. Are the two of you still in here? Did you actually go in here?
That was my question.
In the turbo
were you guys like holding the turbo lift?
I feel like that would be hysterical, but I also feel like it'd be even funnier if we're just like waiting down on the level that we know she's going to and just leaning against the wall, shooting the shit.
Just hit the button. I go down to where that one finicky little engine is. And the door opens and you two are standing there.
Yeah, and you hear me say, so how much do you think for her to be fully panicking when she gets off the turbo lift? Oh, hi.
That goes there, correct?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, Nyko is they.
Yes, Nyko is it. That's my bad.
You're fine.
Yeah.
The door opens and you're standing there and Nyko's just like,
You
hello.
good?
Standing between Nyko and their favorite Jeffries tube. their favorite Jeffries tube for screaming in.
I gotta crawl in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just the two I wanted to see.
Oh. Like for a final round of Rolladin Wild Draw before you head out?
No,
or?
they're about to tell us that we're going with them.
That's right. You did get to see a copy of my my request.
You had
Vimes.
me draft it.
I have lab ongoing. I've got samples that are gonna,
And
need
you have
observing.
an ensign with nothing to do.
Look at it this way, Sosa. If you're on the planet with me, you're not on the ship with Brannigan as acting first officer.
Oh, that's really good argument.
Do you understand why I volunteer to go on the away teams all the time?
All right, so you guys get some rest. I'm going to crawl into my Jeffries tube real quick. I'll see you in the morning.
No. We are not crawling in the Jeffries tube. Come on. Nope.
Let me in.
Let me in the tube.
Let me in my tube.
The
Nyko,
scream tube.
if you try and crawl in the tube.
Like this specific Jeffrey tubes has been like reinforced with like sound blocking.
Nyko, if you crawl in the tube, I will bodily lift you up and carry you to your quarters.
That's...
Now I want you to get in the tube because I want to see this. So,
and I will make sure Brannigan takes pictures.
Debating.
now are we talking? You're gonna carry like
Nope.
over
the shoulder,
or like the fireman's carry
over the shoulder.
That would put me in perfect range to bite you right in your back, and I'll do it.
And I think we're going to skip ahead past whatever the ultimate resolution of this particular conflict ended up being to the
next day. Tassam is just like rubbing angry bite mark on the.
Yeah.
It's like, why does it itch?
What do humans have
Brush
in their mouths?
teeth more often.
Does this look infected, Sosa?
And you are doing this with I'm gonna say with the pair of red shirts who are also with you. I'm actually gonna add another donation incentive, $5 to name a red shirt.
Oh fuck.
Oh
shit.
That's so good. Oh, that's so good.
We got two red shirts.
That's so good, man.
Got some baby.
They might not die.
Once you name them, then we pack bond with them. Well, I'll pack bond with them.
No.
All right. In the good uniform with the crew, ready to meet up with the rest of. So the Federation has other delegates, right? It's not just because we were going to escort Federation delegates,
Yes.
but so it's not just me speaking on behalf of the Federation for the Romulans, correct? To the Romulans.
Yes, you were here to escort a diplomatic delegation. There were two Federation negotiators. One of them, unexpectedly fell ill. And so they have asked you to fill in. So you'll be one of the two Federation negotiators.
Can I have gotten dossiers on everybody?
Yeah, I think you can at least make a roll for it. Go ahead and give me a... It's gonna be security and
reason.
Yeah, reason sounds good. I was gonna say you pick dealer's choice of attribute.
I'm gonna go with reason.
Reason security.
I'm gonna roll under a 15. What is that? Oh, I gotta quit rolling these dice into dark corners of my tray. That is exactly a 15, and that's cocked. An 11. A 15 exactly, and 11. Brenda, your face. Just
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something else on the screen.
it was perfectly timed.
So my partner makes fun of my facial expressions all the time because like I have no real like filter like to my face, and so like my face just like I also have a very like rubbery expressive face in that way, so like I am making just all sorts of cartoonish facial expressions just based kind of on like whatever thought happens to enter my head at any given time, whatever I happen to be looking at.
You made an
Right.
epic face to Jen saying "respect the cock." So
I didn't even hear it.
Which I
I
can't
was-
actually take like credit for. That's a Dimension 20
yep,
bit that like has.
yeah,
But
yep.
in particular, I think it might have started
With
with
Murph,
the
I
Intrepid
think.
Heroes, maybe, but like
Yeah.
I kept seeing clips of it when it was Dungeons and Drag Queens in particular, and of course they all
They all
fucking
love that
loved
one.
it.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So you got 2 successes, yes?
I got exactly a 15, which is what I had to roll under, and an 11.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll so 2 successes. So there are well actually yes, I guess that so there are a total of 3 negotiators besides Bard. 1 Federation and 2
Yeah,
on
Justin,
Had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down,
Thank
dude.
you.
Yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Binks. Oh,
Binks!
like from Hocus Pocus. We can't kill that one.
Ensign,
We must protect Ensign Binks at all costs.
Must
That cat
protect
died
Ensign
already to protect the
Binks.
child.
You're now the most well-guarded red shirt in Star Trek history.
Indeed.
Like it keeps going for the red shirt, and the command staff just keeps jumping in front of the red shirt.
Oh man.
So there are 3 total negotiators. There are so 2 on the Federation side, including Bard, as well as then 2 on the Anzuran side. So 2 successes, you can get dossiers on 2 of those 3 negotiators. Would you like to spend momentum out of the pool, or give me threat to get some momentum, to get some extra dice to fish for some extra successes?
Well, what if I have the well-informed talent?
What if you did?
I have contacts everywhere, and I listen to news and rumors from far and wide. At the start of a scene, I can add a threat to ask the game master 2 questions about the situation or location as if I had spent momentum on the obtained information spend. The answers I receive will be knowledge I've gained from contacts and news and rumors I've heard.
Well, would you like to give me a threat?
Fuck it, we ball. Let's go.
Sure. All right. Well, the advantage of that is that essentially kind of functions like an auto success, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah. So all right.
And then I can still use my 2 successes.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that gives you a dossier on each of the 3 negotiators. On the Federation side, there is Katith, who is a Betazoid, member of minor nobility. Their family have been in diplomacy and like planet side Beta Z politics for generations. Generally, they're a bit of a novice, but they have like a classical education background, and their early negotiations have thus far gone very well. Probably why they were chosen to be a negotiator for this. They do have a reputation for being a little bit high strung.
What was that name? I missed it.
Katith.
Kate.
Okay.
On the Anzuran side, there is Vani, who is a Romulan. And indeed, they are actually a sister of the Order of Absolute Candor.
Oh, great.
Which mostly it's a had been already on Romulus, a fairly secretive religious order, officially proscribed by the government. But since the destruction of Romulus, they have been operating in the open more. They don't really actively proselytize, but they will generally take people who choose to try and join them. They are a monastic order, predominantly female, who essentially reject the ingrained, I guess, tendency towards dissemination and deception that often exists in Romulan culture, just as a result of having lived under a police state for centuries. Instead, choosing to practice what they call absolute candor, essentially just stream of consciousnessing what comes out of their head, like a total rejection of dissembling or mistruth in favor of just saying bluntly what they mean at all times.
What's the third one?
The other one is Dodica. Dodica is an Illyrian. While the population of Anzuris is predominantly Romulan, there are sizable Orion and Illyrian minorities. The Illyrians have been here for a long time, since it was still part of the neutral zone. And so they are more or less here, sort of representing the other interests on Anzuris, the non-Romulan population. Dodica is noted to be something of a skeptic of Anzuris's potentially joining the Federation, though they have agreed to be a negotiator in these talks. Her stance, so all of the ones I had mentioned, are she, her. Vani is known to be in favor of admittance to the Federation for Anzuris, even if they are very, very upfront about what they expect and what they feel about the situation. Conversely, Dodica has been critical of Anzuris joining the Federation, but they have agreed essentially to participate in these negotiations and hear the Federation out.
Okay. I think I would have boiled all that down into bullet points for Nico to go over as we are on the shuttle, and then just before we step off, I will lean in and say, "You cannot lie to Vani."
I didn't plan to.
And you know how I said to be mean? Be blunt. Don't be mean.
Nico just like kind of looks over at Sosa like,
You're not intending an insult, but do not speak to them as you wish you could speak. That may be too harsh. You'll see. You'll see. It's going to be fine. We're here. Binks is here. Look at Binks.
Binks is quaking in their boots.
It's going to be fine.
It will be fine. We're just talking.
Yeah.
It's just talking.
And your shuttle lands, and you are met on the landing pad by the retinue and security that has been brought by the rest of the Federation.
No, I don't think that's correct. I think that's wrong.
Yes, from the rest of the Federation. That Federation delegation, that's what was tripping me up. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Those are the fucking phone names. All right. The rest of the Federation delegation. God, I have to think so hard about saying those words now. Every single syllable. In the midst of which is Katith, the Betazid negotiator, who is unmistakable in what almost looks like a wedding cake prom dress. It is supposedly incredibly high fashion on Betazid right now.
Should we take a picture for Shannara so they know, so we can catch up? I don't know if they're up to date.
I've already taken 2.
I'm just gonna stand up straight and walk towards her. And
as you have taken perhaps 2 steps towards Katith before she, with a speed that seems uncanny, given the amount that she is dragging around, is already in front of you. You didn't even realize you had extended your hand, and she has taken it in a gentle but very firm handshake, followed by a little hand kiss. Oh, I'm so pleased to meet you, Commander. Please, how was your flight? I cannot. Are you feeling all right? My co-delegate, this Regalian flu is just tearing through everyone. How was your breakfast? Are you feeling all right? Feeling at all queasy? How's the gravity?
I think the first thing Mika's gonna do is kind of like just like return, just tilt the hand and just like return the little hand kiss, and then go on with we're currently feeling fine.
Oh, wonderful. I'm doing all right personally. If I had known we were going to be in 1.003 Gs, I would have shed a couple of layers, if you know what
I mean, there is still time. I'm sure if you would need to take a step back to make yourself more comfortable, I think we would all be all right with that. We would want you to be completely at ease for these discussions.
There's no time, I'm afraid, and frankly, with this stress, it would take hours anyway. So, are you up to speed?
Relatively, yes, I do believe. I would prefer to hear some things firsthand. I think it always helps better than just reading them off of the dossiers, but...
Absolutely. Well, I've been working on the Inzura situation for nearly 18 months at this point, so I'm an open book. Ask away. And frankly, honestly, your presence is so reassuring, not just to me, but to the Anzorans as well. And I wouldn't worry. I think I know these people. I know the situation. I am perfectly happy to take the lead. If you just want to stand there and look stoic.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely take that under advisement. We'll see. Hey, Brendan, is there like an insight check in this mechanic in this game?
Yeah, sure.
Can I vibe check?
What? So you're trying to do sort of a vibe check, determining what precisely?
I think what I'm really looking for is there's kind of, they say they've been working on this for 18 months. They feel very confident about their knowledge of the Anzurans and all of population. I think what I'm trying to get an idea of is this like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. Does their confidence seem to come from a genuine kind of like understanding of the people, or does it seem to come from a like overall like patterning of the numbers? Like how confident are they in this, and how much of this is politician delegates speak.
Okay. So like how genuine do you think the confidence is? Like, or like, is the confidence misplaced?
Like, is the confidence built off of the fact that they've had successful negotiations in the past?
Does this person seem actually legitimately competent or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
But,
yeah. Go ahead and roll an an insight command.
So insight command is going to be a 15. But I gotta. That is a 12 and a 19, so only one success.
That is sufficient. That coupled with the information that you got from Vime's dossier on Kadith, you think that Kadith does actually know what they're talking about. They are a bit of a high society twit, like they are definitely like a bit of a Catalian belle, but they also like got straight A's at the Harvard School of Foreign Policy.
Got it.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Given that, I think I will be a little bit more at ease on following their lead. Don't know about the whole standing there and being quiet part, but
like I said, also a bit of a high society twit.
Yeah. Don't know about that.
It's
but...
it's both. On the other hand, they are also genuinely the much more experienced negotiator than you are.
Yes, this is true.
They maybe could have put that in a more diplomatic way, but
they could have, yeah. Well, here's the thing. They don't have to win me over.
Mm-hmm.
They already got me.
And I guess I should, as you are walking towards the main building, Kadith is in tight conversation with you. I'm sensing a lot of anxiety from your aura right now. Are you sure that do you need some water? I can probably arrange. They grow some excellent tea, some excellent calming teas here on Anzuras. I think you simply must try them.
You got like a tube I can crawl in real quick?
Oh.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders.
Hi,
Thank
friend.
you so much for joining
Hi.
the stream. We are doing some Star Trek shenanigans while we are raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. We are just about to go into a Federation negotiation with a first officer who's definitely doing fine, doing great. We have a couple of donation incentives if you are interested in participating. $5 will give the players a momentum, which is good. $5 will give me, the game master, a threat if you want to be a bully. And why wouldn't you? Also, we have some red shirts in the field right now, and you can donate $5 to name a red shirt. We have 2 red shirts. One is Ensign Binks. Great name, no notes. We do have another nameless red shirt. If you want to donate just $5, just $5 a day, you too can name. You can name a red shirt in need.
Cue background music. In the arms of
the
angel.
I was going to say the name of the prophets. In the arms of the prophets.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what it is about that, but that got icky up because I just heard him jump off of something.
You know the animals they
We
know
instituted demon
Alanis Morissette.
Sarah
It's not Alanis Morissette. That's Sarah McLachlan.
Kara McLachlan. Okay, sure. Sounds.
If it was Alanis Morissette, it would be so much bitchier.
I don't know. They have a similar number of syllables in their name.
I'll give you that.
Anyway.
Look, I'll be like, you could have said, "Oh, it's not that, it's name," and I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, yeah,
Sure.
cool. Sounds good, sounds correct."
Could have told you anything.
it's I don't know. I've heard so many jokes about the fact it's the Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I think a lot of people would be hard pressed to name any other Sarah McLachlan song.
I certainly
Who do
would
know
be.
that song is Sarah
Oh, wow.
McLachlan.
Double raid.
Oh, jeez.
Double raiders. Oh,
We
thanks,
gotta go through
raiders.
the incentives
Welcome.
a whole other
Yeah.
time.
Hello, raiders. Welcome. We are doing some Star Trek Adventures tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to go into a negotiation that's definitely going to go great, going to go fine.
Yeah.
We are raising money for Medical Aid for Palestinians. If you are interested in participating in our fundraiser, we do have a couple of incentives. You can donate $5 to give the team momentum that they can use that is good for them. Oh, thank you so much for the follow as well.
Yeah.
You can also donate $5 to give me, the Game Master. Thank you so much for the follow. Man, all right. Thank you so much for the follow, everybody. Feeling very loved tonight.
Yeah.
You can also donate $5 to give me, the Game Master, Threat, which is bad for them, but great for me. Also, we have some red shirts out here, and we are offering an incentive to pay $5 to name a red shirt. We have Ensign Binks already, whom the away team has determined they are going to protect with their very lives. We'll see how successful they are at that. And an other, as of yet unnamed red shirt. And you could name that red shirt for just $5 and make me say it on stream within certain parameters.
I'm about to
Yeah.
say you gotta
within
set some parameters
certain
on that.
parameters.
Oh no, the most recent raid is also playing Star Trek Adventures.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Well,
Yeah.
welcome.
Now they're gonna get to see how this is our very first session.
This
and
is
we don't know
this
what
is
we're
our
doing.
this is our
Literally
very
our
first
very
session
first
with this
session.
system. So we're probably gonna get some stuff wrong. If we are, feel free to shout it out in the comments. But just like, be nice, be kind. We're just little guys, and it's our literal first day. So
They're in
the
training.
meantime, we're interns. No, actually, you're the bridge crew. You're supposed to be large and in charge.
We're supposed to be the bridge crew, but we're playing this like lower decks.
Yes. Well, I mean, that is partly why the setup is that. So you are bridge crew, but you are like freshly promoted bridge crew.
We were lower decks until like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And now we're just
so,
like, ooh.
With that in
shit.
mind, as First Officer Bard is inquiring about the presence of Jeffrey's tubes to crawl into and scream, we're going to pan back to Sosa and Vimes, trailing behind with the rest of the security detail. What are you guys doing as you are sort of walking across this tarmac?
I'm like leaning over to Sosa. One day we are going to meet a Betazoid who does not immediately invade the personal space of bridge crew and make me want to shoot them. One day it will happen.
I am reasonably confident, going back as far as I can remember across my various lives, I haven't yet. So I don't think that's going to happen for you, but I love your optimistic thinking. So
I'm going to hold on to my hope, Sosa.
Shannara's not bad, but not bad asterisk by the standard of Betazoids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Shannara tried to give Vimes a hug on meeting them for the first time.
Yeah, sure, that can be canon.
And it's like, okay. Dossiers. I am a little intrigued by, I would assume Kadith and the other delegate were working close together, so why did they get the flu and Kadith didn't? But I'm being paranoid again. Am I just being paranoid?
yes, but that's one of your best traits, so keep it up. I feel like on this particular mission, that's honestly a good thing to do for the time being. Just don't immediately act on it. Just bring the suspicions back to us, and we'll talk about it as a team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your perspective is important.
I haven't been around this many Romulans in a long time.
Yeah, is this weird for you?
A little weird.
What? How is your personal relations to the Romulans? Because I've read our battle simulations reports. You really seem really comfortable with like shooting them out of the sky. So
My job. I took oaths to Starfleet. But I see the look on your face. Yes. There is a reason there are not so many Romulans in Starfleet, and that I was one of the first. I'm not getting into that now.
no, we are around a lot of people, and you're too sober. I know you. I know what I need to do if I really want to pry something out of you.
It is definitely a bit weird suddenly being around like a Romulan aesthetic. Like, so Anzuris feels a bit sort of out of sorts. There's elements of it that seem very distinctly strongly Romulan, but others that are less so, being one of the colonies that has more recently expanded after the destruction of the Romulus system. There is architecture of some of the more recent buildings that seems distinctly Romulan, although it is predominantly wooden, as Anzuris is a Class L planet that has not a lot of resources, but does have a lot of coniferous trees. And there's, with that in mind, that there's been some sort of some unique architectural elements on Anzuris that have been introduced that sort of combine Romulan styles with like naturalistic wood grains. And some of these buildings they are quite nice, though they are definitely juxtaposed against, you can see in the distance that there are still sizable slums that are made up of essentially Federation Starfleet cargo containers that are left over from the evacuation.
I went from a Starfleet container like one of those to a Starfleet bunk, Sosa. And not many people left those containers.
Okay, so it is an upgrade, the bunk.
Oh, yes.
Well, see,
my roommate was not, but yes.
Well, say at this point, now that you're properly LC, you actually get your own quarters. Like, not so you have your own.
Well, that's obviously the upgrade. But
you have
like
your own bed.
Bunk.
Well, I meant from like the container to academy. So yeah.
I wasn't super fond of my time in the academy bunks, but then I, grew up with my family in doing trade, so in a nice bustling city. So
and your planet didn't explode.
That makes a really big difference in childhood experiences. Yeah. I'm just gonna, you know what? I owe you a drink, I think, for that. We don't have to, it doesn't have to be now, but next if we get to a point where we get to just like relax and have a drink during this high stakes diplomacy
I'm not drinking
mission
on this planet.
Sosa's next scientific paper, supernovas and early childhood development.
Look, there is a reason why a previous Reen host is essentially banned from a planet. We're good at languages. We're not good at conversation per se.
So there's a real fine line distinction, but it's important.
I mean, so stepping out, so like in real life, Brad, that I have, is that many people that I know who are really, really good at languages are really good at them because they basically just have no filter. Like they have the confidence to just jump out. There's zero self-consciousness whatsoever to just jump out there and just start talking in a language, whether they're right or wrong. And that's how they get really good.
Yeah.
So we step off the tarmac and into one of these larger, newer, more opulent wooden buildings. Kadith sort of leans in to whisper to Bard. All right, are there any last-minute questions before we start the first round of negotiations?
No, I think at this point, if I wait any longer, I might lock my knees and pass out. So we should just do it.
All right, sounds good. I think they should be here momentarily, and we can get right to business. I know that is very likely going to be what Vanny wants to do.
I can appreciate that about Vanny. 100%.
See, we're establishing a rapport already.
I'm so glad you find this confidence.
You start to get the impression that Kadith might, similarly to the Reen symbiote, also be one of those people who just sort of talks, and then if they just talk with enough confidence, eventually they get where they're trying to go.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that about Kadith. I think Nico just like takes a deep breath, thinks about what the captain said last night, thinks about the captain with their silly little mustache and their silly little Hawaiian shirt on their last birthday. Has a good little chuckle that kind of eases some of the tension.
It's the entire crew's good luck charm. It's they used to center themselves. Just in a crisis, picture Captain Selleck in their mustache and Hawaiian shirt.
Yep. Just think about it. Every birthday. Every birthday without fail. New shirt. They'll wear it for the whole day.
I have found that it is exceptional for crew morale.
All right. And then I will look to the rest of the away crew, the away team, and be like, "Would you like to meet Kadith?"
Oh, yes, of course. Whatever's gonna help you with keeping things trucking along for this mission.
Of course.
I think it's a very good sign if the Federation, if us as a Federation crew are just as welcoming and in favor of these negotiations. So come say hello.
Yeah. Yep.
You too, Binks. And unnamed other ensign. Everyone come say hello.
Yeah, we'll say hello to Kadith.
After the greetings have been exchanged, and there is a sort of a small repast, some hors d'oeuvres that are served before it is time to go into the main negotiating room. It's a fairly small, intimate affair. There's not like a large, imposing table, and it's not even like a desk properly. It is a circular table with 4 chairs around it. And you notice upon entering that Vani and Dodica are already present and already seated. Vani immediately locks in on Bard and says, "We were not anticipating a change in the itinerary. This is distressing."
I agree. It was not the plan, and nobody likes it when the plan goes sideways, but the important thing is that there is a backup. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is likewise interesting to meet a new acquaintance. Um, I hope that we can develop a productive relationship, although I am somewhat more skeptical than I was when I began, as my co negotiator and I did decide to get here early, which you and your companion apparently did not similarly decide. And
No, and I think you'll have to excuse us on that. I think that's safe to say. You can put the blame with me and the timing of coming down from the Gallant. My apologies.
your apology is noted and accepted. No further apology is needed, as self flagellation and self aggrandizement are frequently two sides of the same ego. Shall we
Well
begin?
said. Please.
And Vani and Katith are mostly taking over the conversation. They are definitely the leads in this negotiation. And they're going back and forth pretty rapid fire over a lot of primarily economic minutia that is going mostly over your head. Just mostly because you have not been privy to the last 18 months of pre-negotiations. They are going over a lot of like very specific things that you've glanced over, like you have the pad in front of you, but by the time you have read up on the particular section that they are fixating on, they have already moved on to a new one, which leaves you a lot of time to exchange glances with your respective second, Dodica. She is not in Romulan dress, although she is wearing a sort of a toga tunic that is cut in a Romulan style. She, in particular, has some pronounced, large pronounced earlobes and some very severe, very well groomed sideburns.
Does it appear like she's listening, like she's hearing new information, or is she kind of like lingering, almost waiting for a specific topic that she wants to provide input on?
Give me an insight command.
Okie dokie. That is gonna be...
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
I never used my other two questions. Can I ask who she is?
Who Dodica is?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah, that's who you were just describing, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
One success. 14 and a 19.
Okay. So first to Nico.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that Dodica seems almost kind of disengaged from the conversation going on next to you. It not out of a lack of interest per se. It seems like they're following along just fine, but it is seems like mostly stuff that they're already familiar with, and they seem very fixated on you. You catch them almost kind of staring at you when they think that you aren't looking.
Oh. Okay.
And so, Vimes, you were going to use your other question.
Yeah, and then I'll have one more, I think.
Okay. And it's what
Yeah.
is who is Dotica?
Yeah, like there's a dossier we got, but like, then who is Dotica? Who is this person? So,
What is the particular information that you're looking for?
well, I feel like if I got the dossier and a picture was attached showing them very kind of, it seems, ingrained in Romulan dress and style, I would be like, okay, what else did they ingrain you with?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as far as you can tell, both from your official diplomatic dossier as well as
Mhm.
some of your like back channel Starfleet
Mhm.
intelligence dossiers, um, does not to anyone's knowledge, it does not appear that Dotica is like any sort of like secret Tal Shiar asset or anything like that.
Mhm.
Um, Dotica has grown up on Enzuris since before the Romulan migration. Part of a culture of Illyrians that settled on the planet back when it was still a part of the neutral zone,
Mhm.
largely trying to escape the overlying authorities in the quadrant,
Mhm.
uh, trying to get away, frankly, both from staying out of the Romulan Empire as well as out of the Federation.
Mhm.
Uh, Likely, this is due to the fact that Illyrians are known to practice genetic manipulation. There's a lot of
Yeah.
variation in terms of what Illyrians look like for this
Yeah.
reason. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Then I
and
think
the reason why you think that they have a sort of style of Romulan dress is this seems to be kind of a native Anzuran style. Oh, thank you
okay.
so much for the follow.
Hello. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they're they're kind of dressed like TOS Romulans, as
Yeah.
opposed to like the big like with like sort of like the checkered
Mhm, 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 mhm.
tunics, as opposed to like the
Yeah.
big shoulder pauldrons from
Yeah.
TNG and DS9. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And you think that she's dressed this way just because that's just sort of the local style. And that is
Okay.
she is from here for many generations.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I notice she keeps giving me the eye, uh I think the next opportunity that Nico has, they will smile at her and then lean forward just a little bit and say, again, sorry for the last minute change. Were you friendly with the other delegate? I hope I don't make you uneasy.
Oh, not at all. My apologies. I mean, Briani and I are cordial professional acquaintances, but I cannot say that we were terribly close, though I do wish her a speedy recovery. No, I think I just wasn't expecting Starfleet to become involved quite so soon.
Yes, I understand that we had originally just intended to be security, but our presence here is not meant to. We're not here to try to add any significant weight to these discussions beyond what's been done here for the last 18 months. We're not.
It's not so much that. It's not that I think that Starfleet is trying to strong arm anything. More, it's just a matter of what you represent. There are many on Enzuris who see a great deal of benefit to joining the Federation, and I agree with the material aspects of that, particularly when there is still so much poverty on our planet. I think that joining the Federation would do a great deal to improve the lives of Enzorans everywhere. But I must also be wary of what the consequences of joining the Federation could be for our people, many of whom are Illyrian, many of whom first fled to the neutral zone to flee to flee discrimination that they had experienced on Federation worlds. To this day, while genetic augmentation is a permitted cultural practice among Federation member worlds, those who have undergone genetic augmentation are still barred from serving in Starfleet, still barred from many elements of Federation government. Essentially, participation in the public life of the Federation is closed to me and my people. He would enjoy the benefits of Federation membership here on Enzuris, but we would have no way of participating, no way of truly joining. We would be a people apart, confined to our little section. I know you can't offer any sort of assurances in that regard. Even if they had sent an admiral, I doubt that they could have done so. But I hope that you can understand why not everyone on Enzuris is necessarily enthusiastic about the prospect of showing the body.
Feeties.
The body.
The peep.
The body.
As soon as I heard the change in serious discussion to that voice, I was like, there's a pet. There's a pet on screen right now.
There's a pet. There's a pet right now.
She's been insisting for the last 20 minutes, so.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta pay
Valid.
the tax.
She purrs so loud.
Oh.
Baby.
But you can understand, I think, why there are still those of us on Enzuris who are less than enthusiastic about joining your ostensible paradise.
Well, yes, it sounds like for a portion of the population, they wouldn't be joining anything at all. They have no way to fully access the community in that way. It's a strong concern.
Let me ask you this, Commander. If you were in charge, would you bar augments from Starfleet?
You'll have to pardon maybe the crudeness of this comparison, this metaphor at first, but I am, at the core of myself, an engineer. I understand machines and ships and things in a way that have a lot more clarity than sometimes the social demands of my position. But nothing ever got better by staying the same. Everything needs to be improved and upgraded and changed. And while I understand the concerns about what those kinds of things to a living biological organism are, it's similar to there are people who are still, and I don't look at Sosa, but I like start to and then stop myself from looking at Sosa. There are people who are at odds with some of the technology, the advancements technology has made, and the way machines can mimic life. But that is a part of moving forward to a future. It would seem foolish to cut off opportunities to upgrade a system if there are people who are willing to do it.
I appreciate the nuance of your perspective. And it's interesting because right as it seems as though you are actually maybe making a connection here, you do feel as though Dotica, while they have a rather stoic exterior, you do feel as though they have heard what you said. And you do get the sense that their opinion of you has softened somewhat. Yeah, whatever test they were giving you, it seems like you passed it. But and you're having this moment of relief that you feel like you did that, and you might actually be making like a connection that you can use in this negotiation. When you realize that while you've been focusing on this, that the discussion between Vani and Katith is starting to get suddenly very, very heated. Like the voices are getting very, very raised, and you've kind of lost track of what they're even arguing about. It seems like it has something to do with just like nut exports, but whatever this small detail is, they are all but shouting and spitting at each other. Like some of this you think that is a little bit just sort of Katith kind of empathetically mirroring Vani's sort of absolute candor. But something still feels kind of off. In fact, everyone go ahead and make me, gonna say, an insight. Interesting. Say an insight command.
Oh, that's one of my good ones. It's a 13 and a 14. Did you get no successes, Rouge?
I got no successes.
Okay. because one of my talents, whenever you or an ally fail a task, does this count as a task, Brendan?
Give me the full reading of it.
Yeah. Whenever you or an ally fail a task, so long as you are present in the scene, you may add 1 point to the group's momentum pool.
I mean, yeah. I would count that. I would count this for
okay. So you did not succeed, but you have given us a momentum.
I got two successes. I rolled a 3 and a 9 under 13.
And how many successes did Nico get?
2. I rolled a 13 and a 14 under 15.
Okay. You both needed 2 successes to pick up on it. Sosa does not, but the two of you have noticed that there is a noticeable, like, what you can only really describe as like a vibe shift in the room. It's not just Kadith and Vani, like who are like audibly arguing. The security that each side has brought is like on edge, is tense, like hands are closer to their weapons than you feel like they should be.
I think Vimes just under her breath will go, Commander.
Yeah, okay. And then I think Nico will just very, like, in an attempt to create any kind of a distraction, I'm gonna push off from the table real quick, scrape my chair horribly, noisily across as I stand up, and I'm going to say, I think a recess? I think a recess is in order. I think the jet lag from coming down from the ship is finally getting to me.
I
feel horrible.
You say this, and Dodica seems to acknowledge you, but Kadith and Vani are so deep in their argument that they do not seem to have noticed you. And they have now, at this point, escalated to flinging just epithets at each other. And you see Vani start to come across the table.
I think
they are reaching for a weapon, reaching into their dress, and you see the security people all responding to it. The security details are both raising their weapons, both at the delegates and at each other.
Am I the highest ranking security person for the Federation delegation? Holy shit, I said that.
I think the answer is yes. Yeah.
Okay. I will slam a hand down between them and put my face into Vani's. Sister, please remove your hand from your dress.
Go ahead and give me a presence command.
Okay.
Can I also with my advisor talent give them another one? Let them
reroll? You can take a reroll with that if you want. You don't need them.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay. Oh, so those were good. Those were good noises. I was worried that was an oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
Under I can do math. 13.
Okay. You succeed, and also going to get a little bit of extra information with 3 successes. So you do, like, sort of break the tension suddenly. The sudden presence of a third aggressor, as it were, stops things. And Vani looks almost kind of like shocked, like not just at you, but at herself. And Kadith also kind of seems kind of shaken, like almost kind of like she's ceased yelling, but she seems kind of like disoriented. And you realize that, like, as you have now yelled at them to stop, that it came out of you like harsher than you planned. Like, you were planning on a very just sort of doing like drill sergeant hand, but there was some fire in you when you said it that you didn't intend, and you can feel like welling up inside you.
Delegates, I suggest we clear this room immediately. I'm also not feeling myself.
And it is at that moment that you look over as you're checking the room, and you see Ensign Binks.
No.
You see Ensign Binks with the phaser rifle slung over his shoulder, staring down the Romulan security force, his hand moving to the control, and you see what he's doing. He is changing the setting on his phaser rifle from stun to kill.
No.
I shoot Binks.
And, well, we are going to be ending the episode there.
I'm set to stun, and I'm shooting Binks.
Are you set to stun?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot him.
We're gonna stun Binks. We're gonna smack him with a newspaper.
Remember, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, remember.
Look, it says right there. It says
shoot
stun
Binks with laser.
Fuck Binks up. Got it.
So seeing all this, and they're like putting this on their tally. They're like, this is all the things they're gonna owe me for dragging me down to this fucking planet.
I think at this point, Sosa is like still not entirely sure what is like. Sosa completely missed most of what has just happened here. Sosa is not that observant, apparently. So, but later Sosa's gonna absolutely be like, fascinating, all these people that suddenly acted outside of their normal behavior. Gonna need to study that. Maybe there's a parasite involved.
Suddenly there's enrichment for Sosa on this mission.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are going to find out how that all plays out next time. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us this evening for a premiere episode. If you hung out, if you chatted, if you donated especially, it really does mean the world to us. It is why we do everything that we do here. We could not do any of it without you. Why don't we have everybody just sort of do their outros, their plugs, and everything? Starting with Cass.
Oh. Uh-oh. 1 second.
What?
Did you
My
lose
headphones died.
Oh no. Okay, we'll come back to
Maybe
you.
not starting with Cass.
All right. Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm
My
Hexbot
headphones fully died.
I'm
Get
Hexbot
me.
on all. Hi, I'm Julia. I'm Hexbot on all social media platforms. Today I've been First Officer Nyko Bard doing their best with their last minute assignment. I'm sure it'll all be fine. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. You can catch me back here on Saturday, I believe, if everything, tech demons aside, because Lord knows I've had a lot of them today, for our 5e game, Class Reunion, where I'll be playing Kelly Violet. Kelly Violet is a horrible rogue cleric hybrid. She's got a lot of political things going on. She's trying to do a little coup about it. She's got to go rub it in the face of a vampire that she's no longer undead. It's a whole thing. We've got to save a twink from his dad. And then every other Sunday I'm here as Lyra Kroll with Academy H, and every other Thursday I am here with Never Ember's Enigma playing Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale, and that's all I've got going on right now. Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, Cass, you good?
I'm good. They literally just went battery low, click, and I heard nothing after that. And I was like, hi, I have been Lieutenant Commander Vimes to some. You can find me here on Thursdays, depending on if the ghosts are not ghosting, for Video Ninja with Redacted. We are going to be wrapping that up shortly this summer. So the ghosts are in the game, hopefully not Video Ninja. We shall see. Let's see. And on alternating Thursdays, you can find me over on Entropy Emporium, where I play in Will's Girl by Moonlight campaign, where we pilot the husks of dead gods to fight space kaiju. Everything's fine. Actual cannibal Troyan Mott is having a totally normal time. I'm not doing anything weird at all. And then this Saturday is the season finale of Path of the Fates, which is the Star Wars game over on Tales from the Table Studios. Everything's also fine there. We're fighting a god. Second Sundays of the month, you can find me over on Singularity Roleplay for Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, which is our City of Mist game. I keep saying everything's fine. That game, no, nothing is fine. I went into Avatar State, and that one, this is just not good. And then later on this summer, I'm going to be starting in a game called Sundered Skies over on Tales from the Table Studios. That is Fabula Ultima, and I'm really excited about it. I haven't played that system yet. I'm so excited. But yeah, and then here alternating Wednesdays. So I'll be around.
And Rouge.
So, hi, Rouge here. You can find me over on Blue Sky as Captain Rouge. Otherwise, this is pretty much the only place I really hang out these days, Life of the Apocalypse. I do run the monthly community night that happens in the Life from the Apocalypse Discord. So if you're not already there, you should absolutely join. You get to listen to the same sort of nonsense chattering that we've done in between actual gameplay tonight, but all the time from a lot more people. And then once a month we do, typically it's a movie night, first Monday of the month, but we will occasionally also pull other things out of our hat for just a chance for people to hang out. Other than this, in theory, I'm still in a Dungeons & Dragons game that is wrapping up on this channel, but that's only if our GM can stop getting kidnapped by work to go do work things on the weekend, and we'll actually be able to run a game again. So one day I will get to be a level 20 warlock who's just kicking the ass of the big bad, but who knows when? Maybe May. So you should join, follow our channels, follow our socials, and that way you'll definitely know when it's time to watch a bunch of level 20 Dungeons & Dragons characters who have been dealing with a lot of pent-up bullshit finally just get to take it out on the big bad that they've been chasing down this whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
That same GM has also been kidnapped away from our in-person Strahd game we were going to have this weekend. So boo work, boo, shun the work. But hey, I am Brendan. I've been the Storyteller, been everybody else tonight. When I am not doing this, elsewhere on the channel, I am on Thy Kingdom Come, our Urban Shadows game. We are very, very, also very, very near to the finale. We're almost maybe going to try and finish this past Monday, 2 days ago, but then the tech gremlins, the stream was profoundly haunted. Ate a lot of time out of it. So hopefully tech geists permitting, 2 weeks from yesterday will be our final finale session. Be extremely cool. I am also on Academy H, our Masks Actual Play podcast, where I play Alex Sandowski, aka Victory, using the Legacy Playbook. I'm also the game master for Cryptid Community College, our Monster of the Week Actual Play podcast, that is in between seasons right now. But we just got some very good news that Acast is apparently back up and running after a lengthy and mysterious hiatus. So very likely we'll be publishing more episodes from season 2 very, very soon. And I think that is covering it for me. So we are going to be going away in just a second, but don't go anywhere. We are going to be raiding the very cool people over at High Shelf Collective. Oh, hello, Catbutt. Hello, Catbutt. Well, I don't know if they'll have cat butts. They are very cool people. Be awesome and have fun and tell them that LFTA sent you. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Chuck said good night too.